Alright, we're having a look at two different stoves here. The Primus Classic Trail. This is pretty inexpensive. It's also kind of heavy. I forget the exact weight, somewhere around 350 grams. And then the MSR Pocket Rocket. You can see it folds down. Folds down to go into this little case here. I have this big pot here with about 3 to 4 liters of water in there. The Primus stove is able to hold that pot just fine. I had the MSR on there a few moments ago and it was too heavy. It was causing these things, if I can just show you, it was causing these to basically recoil down, and it looked like it was going to just be too heavy for the stove. Maybe I'll give it another try on video. But this in general, if you're not boiling a huge amount of water, if you don't have a huge pot, this is a very light stove. Packs down really small. I like that it is in its own case like this. It prevents pieces from getting damaged or hooked up in your pack. And then in both cases I'm using the MSR. One thing I don't like about these kind of stoves, if you don't have the tripod on the bottom, is they're not very stable. But this tripod that goes on the bottom really makes it stable. So there's a quick little review of those two stoves. This is a little more than twice as much as that. I'm just looking at the instructions for this guy, and it does have here weight max of 3.6 kilos, which is about what I have on there actually. I've got 3.5 to 4 liters of water, so I'm just right on the limit. I did put it on there more carefully, and I was able to get the pot to sit on there, but it didn't look, these were really pulling out when I had that 3.5 to 4 liters of water on there, so I'd be reluctant to put more than 2 liters on that thing, to be honest. And it says maximum 8-inch or 20 centimeter diameter, and the maximum height of a vessel should be 5 inches or 12.5 centimeter. So clearly this is way bigger than spec, that vessel, but the weight that's in it is just right on the verge of spec, and it's I would definitely not want to have that kind of weight on there on an ongoing basis. So I'd keep it at maybe 2 liters. Hold it there. Alright, so if you look at this, I'll put it on there carefully. You see how those bend out? And I can let it go, but it's not giving me a lot of confidence that that's really stable. So it can hold it, but I really wouldn't want to have that on there for a long period of time. So that seems to be one downside of that particular stove. Alright, there's a smaller pot on there. You can hear it just roaring. That's just shy of 2 liters, maybe 1.5 liters, 2 liters. And it's very comfortable on there. There's no worry about being too heavy or anything like that. It's a much smaller pot, and it's a very different situation from before. I'm just finishing up this review here in my backyard. So the Primus Classic Trail, they're both good options. So this guy is about 225 grams. I got an airplane flying over. Hopefully that's not going to mess up my video. About 225 grams versus 75 grams. The weight savings are the main reason you'd want this guy. It's slightly smaller as well, but not by much. And this guy, that's the stand. You'd want that in either case, I think. The Primus stove is 2-piece. The Primus stove is 2-piece. You've got this burner piece, and then this connector that goes onto there, and that goes onto your fuel can. And basically it's 2-piece so that it'll pack down a little bit smaller. And if it were just 1-piece, there'd be risk of this breaking off, of course. So that's why it's 2-piece. this guy, for the extra weight, it definitely can hold more weight on top. It seems to be, you know, more durable, I would say. With limited use, it's hard to say. I didn't do any tests on their output or how long it takes to boil or anything like that. Their efficiency is another factor you might want to look at, but just based on weight and performance, you know, they're both good options. I may probably get more use out of this one actually than the MSR Pocket Rocket, but I'll have them both to grab for depending on the circumstance, so no regrets in picking up either one of them. And that's it.